The pioneers of the age of the show band and the country dance hall, and he's a veteran of navigation on the River Shannon. So it was no great surprise when hundreds of people turned up in Athlone recently to pay tribute to the great Sydney Shine on the occasion of his 90th birthday. Our Kieran Mullooly went along to the celebrations and reflected on the colourful career of this legend of a man.
Everybody doing it. Oh, when the saints go marching in. Oh, when the saints go marching in. I wanna be here in that number. Oh, when the saints go marching. Right, lads, let's hear the band. Yeah.
On the banks of the River Shannon in Athlone in County Westmeath, a very special reunion is underway. The band performing here today for the first time in several decades at Watergate Quay is one of the country's most successful from the Showband's era.
Right, we go. Oh, when Sid Shine go marching in. Oh, when
A group of musicians and singers who travelled the length and breadth of the country during the 1960s, toured the UK and the United States, and made their mark wherever they went.
Let's do it, lads. Here we go. Oh, marching in.
The truth is, Sid and the Saints was one of Ireland's finest show bands, and today they're back together again to pay tribute to the man they called the Commodore, band leader Sid Shine, hale and hearty, still playing the keyboards and about to celebrate his 90th birthday.
Oh, when the band begins to play, I want to be here in that number. Oh, when the band goes marching in. Yeah, well done, Saints. Thank you.
Sid Shine was born into music. His family owned the old Crescent Ballroom in Athlone. His own band toured the country, but still played there twice a week. And a generation of people from right across the Midlands and beyond came to dance there.
The Crescent was a real home on a Thursday night, and the music was always great because Sid had his own little band.
It was marvellous. It was marvellous. You had 700 or 800 people dancing, no drink, dance. Mineral bar. Mineral bar. And everybody enjoyed themselves. Yeah, really nice.
I started dancing in the Crescent at, I think I was 15. I shouldn't have been let in at that stage, but I heard the ladies talking about, you know, there was no bar at that time, so you just got a cup of tea and corn cake. And if you were lucky enough to bring someone down for tea and corn cake, you knew you were okay for the rest of the night, you know. They're changed times now, I can tell you.
It was a great meeting place, it was a great social place, we went to it, we enjoyed it. It was a kind, the people who went to the Crescent, it was a kind of a family, because everybody knew everybody else.
South of the border, down Mexico way, that's where I fell in love when stars above came out to play.
I started on piano when I was, I think, 5. I had a great teacher, and my dad built the Crescent. Dancing was on the first floor. Downstairs, supper rooms, and my eldest brother Frank, he was involved with it at the beginning, and he got tired of it and decided to emigrate, and I fell in for the job.
He was a preacher in old Spanish lace, and for a tender while I kissed the smile upon her face.
I joined Sid in 1965, November 65, along with Liam Mead and Brian Sullivan And we happened to be in Cyprus with the army band. We were with the UN for 6 months serving over there. And we got a letter from Finbar O'Keefe, who was in the Saints. They had a group, a 5-piece group, but they were going to go 8 Showband, you see, bringing in 3 brass. So we arrived back from Cyprus, and I walked straight into the Sid's band, Sid and the Saints, and we rehearsed, and we were on the road for a couple of years after that.
I joined the band in 1965 myself. We were in the army band in Cyprus, and a few of us, we came back and we joined up with Sid, and that took off from there, really.
Sure, this man was one of the founders of the music business in the Midland area. They take the likes of Sid Shine, J.J. Carr, over in my hometown of Clara, Jimmy Rabbit. They all had big bands back in the 30s and the 40s and the 50s. And I remember one time interviewing Sid, and he said, along came 4 fellas in 1960, and they did away with all the big bands. And I said, Sid, 4 fellas? He said, yeah. He says, they were called the Beatles.
The Fab Four may have hastened the end of the road for Sid and the Saints, but Sidney Shine embraced the changing times, building and later opening the Jolly Mariner, the Midland's first cabaret lounge, where he provided a different type of music venue for a different market.
It was the first, I suppose, cabaret music venue in the Midlands. A fabulous building. All the tradesmen, old Mariner, an old barge, boat that has the front of the counter, cabaret room, grill room, unheard of really in the Midlands that time.
I was born into boats. My dad was in boats, and my uncles were in boats, so my grandfather was in boats.
This man was one of the small elite group of pioneers who lobbied and who worked hard to preserve this waterway and her various navigations. Without Sid Shine, none of this might still exist.
He was a diamond. He did everything. He was on the road all the time on the Showband bit, and he kept a ballroom going and all the rest. But yet, he was a very competitive sailor, and he was the guy that introduced me and many more people in that loan to the water, to the love of the river. What Sid did is he took us as young people, and he brought me as a little boy on a long, long journey way down to Dromineer, where I live now. But he brought me down on his boat, the Changsha. And when I was about, I'm 72 now, so I must have been about 6 or 7. And he taught me on this big journey down to the south of the country on this boat that went along very slowly, with a huge crew of lads, all from Athlone, all young people, and so on. So he has this way of just inspiring young people.
After a lifetime of commitment to the waterways and the music industry, Sid Shine has been enjoying his retirement. On a delightful Sunday afternoon recently, friends and colleagues from all over the country gathered at the Shamrock Lodge Hotel in Athlone for grand celebrations to mark his 90 years. The old fox played once again for his audience, and everyone paid tribute to the legend in their midst.
If I was to sum up Sidney Shine at the end of the career, sure, it had to be that he was everybody's friend. I must say that to hold for everybody. And everybody knew Sidney Shine, a thorough gentleman.
No, there's not a colleen sweeter. That's where the old River Shannon flows, folks. Just right behind me back. Thank you.
And of course we wish Sidney many more years of good health. That ends our programme for this evening. But do remember, if you'd like more information about any of the stories on this evening's Nationwide, you can get those on the Nationwide page